everyone, it is February and there are so many things happening at the Universal Orlando Resort this month. So in today's video, we're going to tell you everything you need to know if you're headed to Universal in the month of February. And apparently the wind is going to be bad today.
Mardi Gras is back and it's running from February 4th all the way through the endish of April. And if you could sum up Mardi Gras into three parts, it would be food, concerts, and of course the parade. I'm here to talk about my favorite part, which is the food. You always knew it was gonna be the food. As we are recording this, Universal hasn't released a full menu or anything like that. They've had some pictures pop up here and there of the food items, but Universal is great at releasing stuff right after we record, so we're kind of doing you all a favor, but we're excited anyways. If the food follows the trend that it has the last few years, it should be really good. Universal has said that there are over 50 unique food and beverage items that are going to be offered at this year's event, and they've also announced the return of the discounted food card. We're not really sure on the amounts quite yet, and typically the event is isolated here to Universal Studios, but this year there have been booths pop up in both City Walk and over in Islands of Adventure, like this one and here. I'll be honest, it's kind of odd seeing food booths in Port of Entry, and this one right here, it messes with the sightline of the water engine. You know what happens when you mess with people's sightlines at theme parks. Oh boy.
Universal's Mardi Gras parade is back. This is kind of like the Christmas parade where it's essentially the exact same thing every year. And as always, we can't wait to catch some beads. And if you're interested in throwing beads from one of the floats, Universal is actually offering a package this year. It's called the Ride and Dine package, where you get dinner and you get a reserved spot on one of those floats. So if that's something you're interested in, you can purchase those tickets on Universal's website. The Mardi Gras concert lineup has finally been announced, and the great thing is that if you have a daytime ticket to Universal Studios, you get access to these concerts with that ticket. The concerts will be behind me on the Music Plaza stage here in Universal Studios. So if you're headed down here in the month of February, specifically on a weekend, you can check Universal's website to see which artists will be playing during your trip. We'll also put a link to Universal's Mardi Gras page in the description below, just in case you want any more information about any of the Mardi Gras stuff we've mentioned. We will also be putting out a Mardi Gras specific video before long. This is going to be a really, really good hair day. But if there's something in particular you would like to know about the Mardi Gras event, make sure and leave us a comment down below. February is supposed to be fairly slow as far as the crowds are concerned. The exceptions here are going to be the weekends like usual, but specifically the days that those Mardi Gras concerts are going on, and specifically over here in Universal Studios, you can expect it to be fairly busy. On Monday the 20th, that is President's Day, so anytime we have a 3-day weekend, the crowds are going to be a little bit higher than normal, but the projections are expecting that entire week to be busier than the rest of the month. So this is new. We have no idea what this food truck is, but that's exciting.
Now, we don't talk about construction walls very often, but there are a ton in the parks right now. I mean, everywhere you turn, there's construction walls, and they're making it kind of hard to walk in certain areas. It's getting really tight. I mean, there's, of course, some right here in Kids Zone. I mean, back by Men in Black, there's some. At the front of the park, I mean, they're literally everywhere. If you're coming in February, I'm sure you'll see them, because I don't expect some of them, especially this one, to be gone for quite some time.
As far as park hours go, we are going to continue the trend of telling you to look at either the website or the mobile app. But we did want to mention, it does look like for the majority of the days in February, the parks are going to be open relatively late at night. There have been some times in recent years where it feels like in the off season, the parks close really, really early. So that's not the case for the majority of February. However, there are a few Tuesdays and Thursdays where one of the parks will close at 6. So that is something that you should be aware of. If you are staying on site or have one of the top 2 tiers of annual passes, early park admission is here at Islands of Adventure for the entire month of January, and that's going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning. There are 3 days where it's also going to be over at Universal Studios, and that's that 3-day weekend of President's Day. So anytime they're expecting the crowds to be like extra large, they will open EPA at both. And then also, if you want to get into Volcano Bay early, you can do that 30 minutes before the park opens. That's going to be at 9:30 all month long. We do have several ride closures to talk about this month, although the majority of them are water rides. The water rides tend to go down for some seasonal maintenance this time of year. So the Jurassic Park River Adventure has been closed for the majority of January, and it opens back up on February 4th. Popeyes and Bluto's will be shutting down on February 14th, and it will remain closed for the rest of the month into early March. For some reason, Poseidon's Fury behind us is going to be closed from the 2nd through the 10th for some seasonal maintenance. And then over in Volcano Bay, the Winding River is currently shut down, and it will be reopening on the 15th. We're also going to give one final update about Revenge of the Mummy. So if you look on Universal's website or on their mobile app, it still says that Mummy is in a technical rehearsal. But we wrote it the other day for a video, and they don't have any signs out front that say anything about it being a technical rehearsal. And they've also opened up the express line, so it's operating like it normally would. So unless something crazy happens, this is our last Mummy update for a while.
And now it's time to talk about Blockout Dates. Boo! Yeah, I know, but there's not really that many, but there are a few. It's a little confusing. You'll figure it out here in a second. So every Saturday for the concerts, you're not allowed to go into studios if you have the lowest tier annual pass, so the seasonal pass, but you can still get into Islands of Adventure, and then you are blocked out of the parks on like the 10th and the 19th, which is like a Friday and a Sunday. But other than that, you can come whenever you want. Something else that I think that should be mentioned is this first weekend of February is going to be crazy. So Friday and Saturday you have the Orlando Informer meetup going on, but that Saturday, it's going to be wild. So you have opening day for Mardi Gras, you have the first concert, you have parades, and then you have the Orlando Informer meetup. It's going to seem absolutely wild, but it will be a wonderful time. We have been blessed with another beautiful sunset. One of the perks of living down here in Florida, but now you should be prepared for your trip down here, and we hope you have a great one. We did want to say one more thing. We wanted to congratulate our good friends Matt and Chelsea on getting married in February. February has a bunch of events for everyone. But seriously, guys, we love you and congratulations. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.